Hi everyone, I'm Maddie.
And I'm Amber.
And we're Witches Talking Tarot. And today we're going to be discussing The Hollow Earth, Part 2, everyone. If you watched the first one...
Hot Shots. That's a Hot Shots reference. That was their Part 2 was Part 2. I'm sorry.
No, I've never seen that movie.
I love Hot Shots. Oh my gosh.
If you caught our last video on Tuesday, then you know all about the Hollow Earth, where we discussed the original theorists, the basic concept of, as well as
the
religious and spiritual aspects.
Yeah.
So this
underworld and creation that comes along with Hollow Earth theory from religion. Yeah.
So this episode, we're going to be discussing the fun part, which is the conspiracy theories, or the theories.
Yes.
Amber, would you like to start us off?
I would. So last night, as I was looking more into some Hollow Earth theory, I discovered an excerpt about Olaf Jansen, who claimed to have lived within the Hollow Earth for about 2 years with his father.
I want to believe.
I
think
know.
He went somewhere. Let's agree.
He had to have gone somewhere, and he goes into so much detail because, like, I ended up looking up his name specifically, and like he wrote a book. He wrote a whole fucking book to be released upon his death, because when he came back from Hollow Earth, his mother had died. His house had gone to her family. When he came back, her family was like, that's cool. You have your house back. You have your property. We're all good. You live here again. And then Olaf goes and he tells his uncle, like, this is where I was. This is what happened. I lived within the earth with my dad for a little while. And his uncle's like, tell me more. Keep talking. Please go on. And then Olaf, being a young, naive gentleman who disappeared from the surface world, as he knew it, at age 19, and reappears like close to 5 years later, because he's gone for like 4.5 years total, between like leaving with his dad, getting to the Hollow Earth, living there for a couple years, finding their way out, and then getting back home again. Okay, so it's like 4.5 years, so he's like in his early 20s, but he hasn't been living among like regular civilization for this whole time. So he's just trusting that his uncle has his best intentions at heart, because like he's like, we need to tell people what's going on, like we need to tell people about this place, like it's amazing,
and his uncle's a fucking asshole,
and takes him to court where he thinks that like
he's insane, right?
Well, the uncle's like telling them he's insane. Olaf thinks that his uncle's telling him to tell some powerful people about the Hollow Earth.
No.
But really, his uncle's getting him committed to an insane asylum for like 28 years. Like, so this guy's only like 24, and then he spends more than the life he's already lived. Plus 4 years in a madhouse.
And those were not good.
No, in Stockholm.
Hell no.
Yeah, this was Stockholm, Sweden, in like the mid to late 1800s. So yeah, not a good place to be stuck, especially if you're sane and have your wits about you.
Absolutely.
Kinda sucks,
oh my God, yeah.
So he gets locked up. So then after he comes out, he like, for one, everybody that he knew is dead or gone, you know. And the ones that do remember him, they just know him as a crazy person, you know. So he has to rebuild his life in like at age 50 something. And so like after like this full life that he leads after getting out of the insane asylum in his early 50s, he goes to America and he writes a book. To be released
I am
upon
so
his death.
sorry.
No, it's fine. We've been doing this for a while today. But to be released upon his death, because he doesn't want to have the critique or possibly lose his freedom again over this thing. So he tells his story, and I was mesmerized. He goes into so much detail. I don't believe in Hollow Earth, but goddamn, I almost believe him. So like what he says is, he and his father, they just keep sailing north, right? They went to they were looking for some special place, whatever, but they like just kept going north. Like, they weren't looking for Hollow Earth or the entrance to Hollow Earth. They were following some school of fish or some bullshit like that. They wind up like, they keep going north and, like, to a point where it's, like, it's weird. It gets warm. And then they keep going, and they come to basically the hole that's the entrance to in the North Pole to the Hollow Earth. And they go through, like, this winter storm, and there's all these crags, and they manage to make it through the crags. And then afterwards, you know, they're in, again, a land of where it's warm. And, like, during the voyage, they have lost all of their fresh water during that thing.
Yeah.
But they find, like, the boy, Olaf, he goes... have you ever heard of how, like, sailors go mad and they drink the seawater?
Yes,
even though they
yes.
Right,
Yes.
which makes them go more mad. So I guess, like,
oh my
Olaf
God, what if that
gets,
was
like,
wrong
super
with him
scared.
the
Oh, that's
the
a
whole
crazy
time.
theory.
Wow,
but
sorry.
he gets, like, super scared, and he's like, I'm gonna need water, and he drinks some of the water, and he's like, there's no salt. Dad, like, it's fresh water. And his dad's like, boy, you're crazy.
But what if they were crazy and they drank the water and it made them even more crazy because they got lost? Oh my God, people
don't go crazy from drinking salt water.
Well, don't they go crazy at sea too?
Well, they can go crazy at sea
So,
too.
who's to say they didn't go crazy at sea?
Well, they didn't go... I don't think they went crazy at sea from the standpoint of to begin the journey, they weren't, like, lost or anything. They were, like, having a great adventure. They were like, Odin and Thor will protect us because the dad's Norse, right? Like, Olaf is born in Russia, but he's born in Russia to a mother who's from Stockholm, Sweden, and a dad who's Norwegian. So the dad believes in the Norse gods, and he's actually like, you know, do we want to do this? Like, Odin will protect us, Thor will protect us. And so, like, they're on an adventure. They're excited. So I don't think they went insane. It wasn't like, you know, they're lost at sea kind of thing. It was, they went for adventure. They were purposefully going for, you know, granted, it wasn't the adventure they
had in mind, right?
Right. They were going for something akin of, they wanted to be able to bring, like, ivory and gold and whatever back because his father once had found this amazing island with all this stuff, which makes me think Bermuda Triangle vibes. Because, like,
well, I'm like, what if it was Mysterious Island vibes?
Yeah,
you know,
right. I mean, he came back with, like, ivory and gold and whatever, and that's what he and his father were chasing. But instead, they wound up finding the entrance to the Hollow Earth, and they went through and woke up inside Hollow Earth. And according to Olaf, if they haven't gone sea mad like you have suggested, the water that they first wound up in after they went through and were skimming along the inside of the surface, it was fresh water. But then they kept going, and it became salt water again. So that's weird, but it also, because, like, on the outside there's, like, supposed to be all these winter storms and ice and shit, right? So if it's all fresh water melting, wouldn't that make sense that the water right within the core there wouldn't be fresh if Hollow Earth is a thing?
Right, hypothetically.
Hypothetically. Again, I don't believe, but... So anyway, like, they go inside. Like, the journey is not as much cool as what he tells you that he sees. Like, the air is, like, almost electrified. Like, it has this feeling of electricity in the air itself. The people are, like... The men are, like, 12 feet tall. The women are, like, 10 to 11 feet tall. They don't even get married or anything until they're like 75 to 100 years old because they live to be between 600 and 700 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like all the animals are like gigantic compared to what's on surface world. The fruits and the vegetables, they're all like wonderful and magnificent.
It's almost like a Garden of Eden.
It is exactly
that's how
like
they
a Garden of Eden.
That's how it was described.
And there is a city called Eden within. But yes, it is described as a literal Garden of Eden within the earth. And that is exactly how it is. And everything's really big, like you had mentioned with the big mushrooms and stuff,
the size of trees.
Yeah. And like the trees are the size of like, dear God, we don't even know. Like they put California redwoods to shame.
The size that trees would be if we didn't tear them all down.
But it's because, like, part of it's because the atmosphere inside the Earth, but also part of it's that electricity that's everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
And then, like, so, like, he describes the sky as, when they first arrive, as, like, having this twilight purple color, which totally made me think of the Green Children.
Right, yeah.
Of Woolpit. And I was like, maybe they didn't come from Hollow Earth. But, so, like, they go and the people, like, teach them their language, which he says in his book, he later finds out is very close to Sanskrit. Interesting. Because they say, like, one of the theories of Hollow Earth is that the lost tribes of Israel.
Oh, yeah.
So if the language was close to Sanskrit, would that make sense for that? I don't know. I'm just telling you what I read. Like, super cool stuff going on. Like the people are huge, the food is huge, it's amazing, it's great. This is the 1800s, and they have electricity, which on surface world we don't have yet. But they've got fully electric vehicles, they've got flying machines, they've got all sorts of technology that we are nowhere near coming in contact with. Now, obviously, because the guy does know what electricity is during his lifetime, electricity is discovered, but during the time that he's in Hollow Earth, it doesn't exist. Right. And one thing that I found super interesting is, in one of the places they took him, he talks about the way that they traveled, and what he describes reminds me of a monorail, which, for anybody who doesn't know what a monorail is, it's kind of like a train. It's a monorail. It's on one rail, and it goes really fucking fast in one direction. And
you said monorail, and when you first told me that, I was thinking like a stingray. You know what I mean?
The car?
No, like a monorail. Like the giant stingrays.
Oh, okay. I wasn't... I was like, yeah. I mean, because of the way it moves, that makes perfect sense, though. Because, I mean, a monorail moves in the same fucking way as a stingray. I've never seen
I'm sure it's not a stingray. I think it's...
No, I know. Okay. Yeah, I know. But when you mention a monorail or a stingray in conjunction with a monorail, I just go, it's, like, very much same, like, nature's technology. Yeah. But, like, they have, like, these weird things in the top. He describes, like... whatever, it's weird. I don't understand electricity and how it works, so I'm not getting into that. But it was just really interesting because monorails wouldn't have existed in Earth yet, but he's describing one from the Hollow Earth. So it's really very interesting. If he and his dad were tripping out on seawater, crazy. In the Hollow Earth that he went to, there is a city called Delphi, which I find interesting because we have Delphi, but it's spelled with an F in his book. And they have the Euphrates River.
What if they actually got abducted by aliens and were taken to an alien? Because I believe he saw what he says he saw. Whether it was a hallucination due to like seawater, or a mysterious island, or maybe he was abducted by aliens. I believe he saw what he saw. Do I necessarily think it was in a Hollow Earth? No. But
maybe it was Bermuda Triangle, like, now that I think about it, because, like, the compass not working right.
Right. Or a
Triangle, and then aliens. He did go to, like, Mysterious Island because it was in the Bermuda Triangle.
Right, exactly.
And maybe he just managed to find his way out, because I won't lie, guys, I didn't get all the way through. Like, I read that thing for 2 hours, and I finally was like, I can't read about this anymore, my head hurts. And I never got out of Hollow Earth with them. I don't know what happened to them.
But it was really cool.
Yeah,
it was really cool.
Really
and then
cool. Look it up. Olaf
there's a guy called Richard Byrd. I hope I'm pronouncing this right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Byrd.
And he was a pilot in World War II, correct?
Yes.
Oh, he wasn't German.
Well, and World War I. He was in both of them.
World War I and World War II. Was he German? I don't think so.
He was either British or American. I'm pretty sure he's American. So because our government told him stuff. So yeah, he was American.
So this guy is flying his plane near the North Pole, correct? Anyway, he goes in.
Well, he starts at the North Pole. That's back in World War I. The thing inside. Well, that looked really weird. But that was South Pole. That's when he went to the South Pole.
Okay, the South Pole. Well, he flies inside this quote-unquote cave. That's what he calls it. Mm-hmm. And the cave keeps getting bigger and bigger And it's like a fucking world.
Yeah.
Like its own garden. Like it's got trees. And he's like, what's happening? What the fuck am I?
Because he's like an army guy. He's
right.
Like, what the hell?
What the fuck
is this shit?
Which I could totally see that in a cave. A huge cave. I believe that there's huge caves with probably their own ecosystems.
Yeah, totally.
But a sun.
I mean, we were just talking about caverns that go under the earth for like miles and miles and miles.
Yeah,
so, yeah, totally. I could see. I mean, if there's a man-made cavern that's large enough to have planes fly out of, isn't there a
natural one large enough to have planes fly in? Right.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know if they flew out, but they kind of like...
I'm picturing they like...
right out. They're like, woo, they're not like wheeling it out. You're like, it's fucking, what's it called, that movie with Tom Cruise?
Top Gun?
It's Top Gun. They're like, we gotta go.
Yeah.
We're in Missouri.
It just opens and the planes shoot out.
Oh my god.
Honestly, what I pictured when you told me.
No, I imagine it like
Independence Day shit right
they're
there.
kind of like moving the planes, like driving them out and then taking off.
I like my thought way better. The ground opens and there's a ramp and they just...
Oh my god, that'd be so weird. Did you really think that? I mean, it's a cave. I
don't know if I really thought that, but that is totally what I pictured. I didn't choose to think about anything else.
So that's pretty much the gist of Richard Byrd. Then he came back.
He talked to the master.
Yeah, and he told him what
somebody
he saw.
Like... Well, no, I mean, when he was in the...
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't remember this part. Please go ahead.
Yeah, they tell him that they wanted to talk to people. Because,
right, because they wanted to stop us from having nuclear fucking war. They're like, look, we've left you alone, but now you're kind of fucking with nuclear warfare, and that's going to affect the whole planet, including underneath the planet. Yes.
This shit.
I can't believe I forgot that.
Yeah,
right. So then he goes back. And he tells people. Who does he tell?
The U.S. government,
The U.S. government,
course.
And they're like, you're fucking crazy. Yeah, right?
Yeah, no, they don't even say you're crazy. They say, stop telling people that.
Don't tell people that.
Don't tell people that. Don't talk about that.
It was just a training exercise. Just a training exercise.
You saw a weather balloon?
Yeah, right, exactly. A person
it to call itself master.
Right, exactly. Right. So poor guy. He was pretty much gaslit by the U.S. government.
Oh yeah. Well, and like what I read said, like the last part was he wrote, "They reminded me that I was an army man and I have to do what they
You're a
tell
soldier.
me to."
You're not a fucking
Yeah.
You follow.
You don't think for yourself. You follow orders. But like the thing I love about Richard Byrd's, right? Because like so Olaf Jansen, he apparently gets locked up right after his trip because of telling people about that, but we don't know that for sure, right? We've never seen the court documents as to why he got locked up. Was it because he said that story, or was it because his uncle said something else was the reason he needed to be locked up? Richard Byrd, his journal entries are from like March 11th, 1947. Roswell.
Oh my god!
No,
it's all related. I bet the fucking government was like, "Look, we're just now dealing with like Roswell. We don't need this shit on top of what the hell is happening."
Or it preceded Roswell, and Roswell happened because they ignored the message from the master.
Oh my god!
Because was it Roswell 1947, or am I misyearing it? Did I?
It was in the 40s.
It was in the
give
40s.
or take. Give or take.
I feel like it was 47 as well. So like. Richard Byrd, it was February of 47 that he went in the earth. It was March 11th of 47 that he talked to the U.S. government, like debriefing about what he found.
Oh my gosh.
And wrote down his journal entries about what he saw.
Yes.
So it was like Richard Byrd's account happens right after, whereas Olaf's is like his lifetime later, his written account. So maybe he's romanticized things, whatever.
Right. It's
but
human
Richard
nature
Byrd,
to do so.
yeah.
But he wrote it
Richard
as
Byrd,
it happened.
He wrote it like within weeks of it happening.
Oh my gosh.
Like less than a month. Because it was like February 17th, February 21st that they went into the earth.
Good
and
lord.
And then March 11th. Oh my god, we're like coming up on an anniversary of some sort. Because it's 2022. It's February of 2022.
What if they know we know?
And that was February of 1947.
They know we know.
Oh no,
The
shit,
masters,
I'm
not
blonde.
the government. The masters.
Oh, I know, masters.
No, I don't know.
I won't admit knowing shit to the government.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that
Oh, you're good.
Okay. But like, what if Roswell, like you said, was them coming up like, hey, we tried to talk to you, but you know what? We still fucking use nuclear warfare, I'm pretty sure. Or was that earlier?
We had already used nuclear warfare.
Oh, so that's why they were like, hey.
Yeah, they were like, hey, you guys are fucking around with shit you don't... Like,
have we done that since? I don't know.
I don't think so. I think we've all been smart. Like, I think we just kind of came... Maybe it's in the...
United Nations?
Geneva or NATO
the Geneva Code or something
United
like
Nations,
that.
Something like that. I think we've agreed not to use nuclear warfare as a, like...
It was fucking crazy.
But I know there's like always the threat of that. That's what the Cold War was all about.
North Korea. Like, goddamn.
Jeez. I remember there was a period of time.
I'm sorry, I'm not getting into politics. Remember when Trump called Kim Jong-un a rocket man? I'm so sorry.
I was just about to say, remember when there was this time period, like, within the last decade where it was like, is China gonna bomb us today?
Oh my gosh.
Are they gonna bomb us today? And I was like totally having like 1950s Cold War flashbacks for somebody who'd never been there. I was like, shit, is this what they lived through? Like in the 50s?
My
like,
God. Absolutely.
I know. Like we had tornado drills and shit in school. My mom told me they used to have bomb drills, like nuclear bomb drills, where they got on their desks. They got under their desks in case a bomb went off.
It wouldn't do anything.
No, not a thing.
Nothing. It's to make them feel safe.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, I can't.
It's just sad that it's like, all these kids were like, I'm gonna get under my desk.
I'm gonna die. Because you don't want to tell them, oh, there's nothing we can do. We're gonna keep teaching you about fucking a cell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's stupid.
Yeah, that's stupid.
But, you know, I can definitely see where I'm gonna go ahead and call them aliens simply because they're alien to us. It's a broad term. Where the aliens would say, hey, you can't be doing this. Because that would have happened not right after, but soon after Hiroshima. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
I think so.
Or is it Hiroshima?
No,
Hiroshima.
You said it right the first time, Hiroshima.
Uh-huh.
I just don't know the name of the other city, and I thought that's what you were about to ask.
I don't know the other one either. I don't. I know my cousin lived there for a little bit, but that's all I know. Like, but that would have had to happen soon after, because, I mean, that guy was a pilot in World War II.
Right, and so, like...
It happened in World War... Wait.
Yeah,
Okay.
So, like, the timeline on the nuclear stuff, in accordance to Richard Byrd, is that we had already used the nuclear stuff.
What if it's his own guilty conscience?
Oh, shit.
So what if it's his own guilty conscience saying, stop this, try and stop him?
It'll
it was...
Yeah, it'll end the world.
No. Oh, it absolutely fucking will, but also it's sad.
It is, but also, like... Here's the sad thing, and the message from the masters was, like, literally something to the effect of, like, your people are so unwilling to give up power, they will literally destroy the world.
Oh, absolutely.
Happily. They will happily do it.
And it'll be a bunch of shitty-ass Illuminati people up at the top. And who do they send to war?
But they're gonna kill themselves in the end.
Exactly.
Right. It's especially if it's hollow, the bitch is gonna crack and...
Also, I don't fucking understand, like, villains. Like, while we're talking about villains, because let's be clear.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blow up the world. Bro, you're on the world! You're part of it!
God. Like,
is this a suicide
mission?
Right,
that's what I wonder.
Like, God.
Is it you hate everything so much, like, you just want to... And you want to be dramatic about it, so everybody else has to go with you. Not just like...
Not my favorite trope. Unfortunately, it's a real trope.
It is. It's a real trope.
So...
Anywho.
There's a small little theories, 2 of them, that Amber and I stumbled across. Now, I will say, disclaimer, I don't know much about this theory. If you do, please let me know. Because I'm very curious. I read it once a long time ago, and I'm sure it was also on Doctor Who. So correct me if I'm wrong. No, it's a real theory, I promise.
No,
but
I believe it.
No,
but I love it. You're like, awesome.
I just have to say, on our Twitter, somebody had said, oh, it's got all this cool stuff and pop culture.
Yep.
It does.
It does.
if you know what I'm referring to, it's the Hollow Earth theory that reptilians live in the Earth, the Hollow Earth, and that they come up dressed as humans, but not just any humans, the president.
The powerful humans.
The powerful humans. Queen Elizabeth? Mm-mm.
So do they come up looking like the people? Because I feel like if they came up looking like the people, wouldn't people be like, I could swear I saw Julia Roberts emerge from this crag and rock.
It was a training exercise.
She's starring in this new movie.
Well, I mean, I think it's more like Queen Elizabeth, the president.
Okay, so not celebrities, more like rulers.
Well, it very could be celebrities. Okay. I don't know.
So I will say, then I feel like, if they came up in their human, I wonder if it's rubber or whatever, but like it'd be like, was Obama hiking? Like, I can't find anything on CNN about Obama hiking, but I saw him coming down this mountain. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they wouldn't they come out as lizard?
And then transform? Maybe they have to eat the person to change. Oh my god. Well, but the thing is, like, the difference between the Greys and the reptilians and shit, the reptilians are kind of mean, okay? They don't have any non-malicious intent. They are evil, okay? They want to take over the world completely from the inside out. That's why they're not like the nice aliens from the Richard Beard story that we were talking about. Or I'm sorry, Bird story. They want to take over and inhabit this earth themselves. Like,
well, you know, I take that kind of view on most aliens that aren't just trying to learn from us. You know, they're
not the
Greys.
Not
warm
they're
and
okay.
cuddly. Yeah. Well, I don't. As we talked, like my nomenclature and pop culture as it pertains to aliens is more along the lines of horror versus the cuddly shit. So I automatically think like, oh, they're here to kill us.
Why can't we get some fucking like Vulcans? We need some Klingons in this bitch, but the good kind. In Next Generation, where they, you know, get along, not in the original series where they're assholes.
See, we need the light orb aliens. They're just pure energy.
Oh my god, not like kind of like the Skeksis on the Dark Crystal, but in a good way. Well, I don't know if you remember that. Yeah, you don't, because you haven't said. So the end of the Dark Crystal is the good guys and the bad guys are the same being in a light, a light alien-like being, and it's literal. Yin and yang. Yeah. And unfortunately their like ship landed or something, and when it landed the good and the bad split. It was fucking complex. That. It's scary.
I'm so like
it scared my son.
I have this one little childhood memory, and I'm pretty sure it's from that movie based on our discussions. And I'm so afraid of that memory to be messed with.
Because their eyes are so blank, because they're fucking Muppets, and then like they're getting their essence sucked out of them, and they're like,
I don't know, I don't want my childhood memory messed with. It's my literal, it is like the oldest memory I have. It is a clip. Just a tiny little clip. So I'm like, I want to watch it because you tell me all this stuff about the movie, and I want to watch it. And then the other part of me is like, but what if it's not as good of a clip as I remember it being? Like,
it will
what
be.
If it'll ruin
It will
the
be.
movie?
It's so scary. It's
so scary.
I think maybe because you watched it.
I'm gonna have to man up.
Yeah, it's not scary, but it is. Like, but I don't like Muppets. You know, I'm coming out right now. I have a fear of fucking Muppets. I know, I'm going to say it right now. I have a fear of Muppets. Not puppets. The kind that look like people, they're okay. You know, like with the, like they said.
Oh, just the creature ones.
Oh, I can't. Bryson tries to watch fucking Treasure Island. First of all, I'm afraid of Tim Curry for some fucking reason. Well, you know, I don't think that's an unfounded fear. The guy's fucking creepy.
He is kind of creepy. Sounding and looking.
So with him and the Muppets, oh my god, it's terrifying. I am afraid of Muppets. And I've kept this a secret my whole life. Please comment and say, Maddie, you are strong. Please.
Yeah, let her know she's not alone.
I'm not alone.
more
You guys
people
are
out
afraid
there.
of there, right? Like,
Yeah.
can we get like a support group going?
Yeah.
Kermit the Frog gives me nightmares.
Well, like, I'm one of the people that clowns freak me out. I can't necessarily say I'm afraid of them.
Mm-hmm.
But if one walks up to me at the carnival, I'm turning away.
I love them.
No. Like, no. No. Like, I don't love them. I have no love for clowns. Like, remember American Horror Story Carnival?
Yes,
like,
I'm watching
I couldn't
it.
finish that season.
Yeah, it was
one.
weird.
I've never watched the whole season. I just had to skip over it so I could continue through the series.
Yeah.
The clown. The clown.
It was
The
like
clown.
such an irrelevant plot line because it's only in it for like a few episodes and then it's gone and it's never back. It's so stupid.
Oh
You got that far. That was scary. But I will say, like,
Oh
when
my
it comes,
God.
I'm not afraid of like the Muppets.
clowns.
Like,
Oh god, they're
I'm-
so scary.
I know.
I hate clowns.
like I'm not
I
afraid
actually
of.
hate them. Actually, yeah.
Oh god, I'm not afraid of Kermit. I'm not afraid of Miss Piggy. Monster creeps me out. It's like less. Fozzie Bear's okay. I can do Fozzie. You know.
He's the musician. You
Yeah, I can do him. I can do him. The chef's okay. But like,
Also, Fozzie looks like he could be related to Bigfoot.
right. And like the mice are okay. I guess it's like the background characters that are like little creatures.
Yeah, we had this talk because they were some of my favorites.
And I'm like, what are you? You know what I mean? Oh my god. And it's so funny because my favorite Muppet movies are the scariest ones. Can I make myself watch them? The Muppets Christmas Carol?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That shit is scary. In the end.
But I mean, well, the Christmas Carol tale's supposed to be scary.
Right,
so it makes
exactly.
sense.
But like in the end, there's like a spider Muppet, and he's like giving away. Ugh.
I've never
And then,
seen it.
of course, the Dark Crystal. I blame the Dark Crystal for my fear.
Right, yeah,
Absolutely.
no, that makes sense. And if you watched The Labyrinth growing up as well, I could see that contributing 100%.
Like people don't understand.
I love The Labyrinth.
When I say no, I don't like Mr. Rogers. I can't watch Mr. Like, you don't like Mr. Rogers? I don't like puppets, bro.
No, yeah,
Like dude, he goes to the land of make believe, and it's all puppets. Like
I don't.
getting a little intense.
Unpopular opinion. I love Mr. Rogers, the character, the guy, but the show itself, because I couldn't stand the land of make believe.
Yeah.
As a child or as a parent.
Me either.
Yeah.
Like same, literally
Yeah.
same. It's but to me it's a phobia, so I think
Yeah.
it's a little different.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
But-
I'm just saying, like, unpopular opinion. Not the biggest. Like, Mr. Rogers as a person.
Oh, he was a great person.
Great. The show, because of that part, I just never dug it. It just was like,
So scary.
you know, there's better stuff to watch as a kid. You know, cartoons existed.
Right.
And I like my cartoons, man. They should. You know what? I'm sitting here looking at Bigfoot on my page.
I'm like, speaking of Muppets,
they
here's
should.
Bigfoot.
Yeah. Like, why is there not a Bigfoot themed cartoon? Like, I would have loved that as a kid.
Is there not?
There should be.
I guess there's a barbarian. But there's no Bigfoot.
I can't think of any Bigfoot cartoon. Like, there's Harry and the Hendersons.
I love that.
I love
movie.
Harry and the
I just like petting the dog. Oh my god. I know.
Love Harry.
I love Harry. I do.
But so another small tidbit for our like fun Hollow Earth theories episode is my husband loves Bigfoot stuff,
Yes.
right? So
we're right in the
watch
middle of
Bigfoot.
Missouri. Isn't there
Okay.
like a fucking Bigfoot in Missouri?
Yeah, Momo. He is like specifically different than most of the other Bigfoots actually, because he's like described as being with black fur as opposed to like brown, and his eyes are red, and he has like no neck. It's like
Okay, shout out to Amber's art, but I'm pretty sure you made a painting of Momo.
I did. Momo loves Jomo. Yes, thank you. I had fun with that. Like I actually have a whole series of Momo paintings I'm gonna do. The last one is gonna be him. Like looking at the Carthage movie theater.
What if he's holding a flower? Oh, that'd be so sweet.
cute.
Oh my god.
The first one, the one that you're talking about, it's hanging in my bedroom, and it's him holding a sign. Like he's standing on Route 66.
Yeah.
And he's holding a sign that says Momo loves Jomo. Because for those of you who don't know, Joplin, Missouri's nickname is Jomo. Jomo. And since Momo, the Missouri Monster's nickname is Momo, It's fucking cute. And I had
It's
to do
fucking funny.
Yeah, I love it. But yeah, we do have our own Bigfoot. And also, like, Oklahoma has a lot of Bigfoot sightings. Like, we definitely live in Bigfoot country. But even aside from living in Bigfoot country, like, Corey, I think his whole life maybe he's been into Bigfoot. I don't know, but we watch a lot of Bigfoot stuff together. And
how it's related.
Yeah, how it's related to Hollow Earth theory is during one of our documentaries about Bigfoot. Yeah, they were documentaries because Bigfoot's real.
Fuck yeah, I watch it all the time. Like,
he's just like world's best hide and seek champion. That's all.
Oh, I totally.
Yeah,
I think
he doesn't want to be found. You know?
I think he's a Neanderthal that hid in a cave, which kind of brings us to this theory.
Yeah, because Bigfoot, like, the theory that we saw on this one documentary that we were watching is that, you know, sometimes there's a sighting of a Bigfoot and then, like, a person goes missing and then all of a sudden, like, you can't see either thing and it's not like the Bigfoot could have run away quickly enough, right? And so one of the theories is that Bigfoots live in an underground cave system and they have a bunch of little entrances that they can just pop through any, you know, so they come up to the surface to take people, whether it's for a food source or maybe for breeding purposes.
Oh,
because,
good
like,
Lord.
To
both of those. I even lost the southern accent there. Good Lord.
But, yeah, so, like, they grab somebody and they pop down into their hole and they go to the
I would like to think that Bigfoot is a vegetarian.
I mean, Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah,
I think he was a vegetarian.
Like maybe that's why I think
the dog.
Maybe that's why I think Bigfoot's a vegetarian because like he sees all the deer on his and he's like my friend.
Like you killed it. Oh, well maybe he's like the protector of the forest anytime he lives in a forest.
Right, I like that too.
That
so maybe the person that they take was pissing on a tree or littering, and they're like, "Oh hell no."
Sure, I'll let you have that.
I think both theories that it's either for breeding purposes or a food source is kind of horrific.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm not going to say the rest of. So we'll leave it there because it's not usually grown-ups.
Oh my God, no! It's like fucking.
Well, kids are easier to abduct.
Oh my God, it's like fucking the Hannibal movie where they made soup out of that bitch.
I saw that one time, and that little girl looks so much, at least in the movie, like grown up, I don't know what that girl looks like, but at the time, Gia was my middle daughter, about the same age as that little girl when we watched the movie, and they looked so much alike that when I looked at her, I felt like I was looking at my child on screen, and I was pregnant with Larissa when we watched it.
Was that Germany or Russia?
I think it was Germany.
Well, to bring on the topic of fucking Nazi assholes, they may still be alive in the Earth, right?
Yeah. So the Nazis themselves believed in Hollow Earth theory. The Nazis themselves were complete occultists, which, as an occultist, I
had no idea.
I hate the connection. Right. But yeah, like, they totally believed in Hollow Earth theory. During World War II, Hitler sent out, like, squadrons of Nazis to look into, like, the possible entrance in the Himalayas to Hollow Earth, to both of the poles to look for entrances to Hollow Earth. And so the way they fit into the Hollow Earth theory is...
I can't help but, I'm so sorry, not to interrupt, I can't help but think, like, can you imagine the Nazis going to do those things and they're like, oh my fucking God, this is such a waste of fucking time. This guy is a fucking nutbag and he is running.
Got a sign? What's really weird is a lot of the higher-ups, not just Hitler himself, but a lot of the higher-ups believed in Hollow Earth theory. There was that one general I was telling you about who, like, he believed that we lived in the concave Earth. Like, he believed in that specific theory. So he literally tried to get a reflection off of the outside of the world to try and pinpoint where some British ships were going to be. So obviously the British got through without being killed.
Oh my God, it didn't work.
Like, the guy's looking up at the sky.
Oh my God.
But the reason people think that the Nazis are in Hollow Earth is that they found an entrance when Hitler sent everybody out, and that when Hitler saw the writing on the wall, he didn't go down into the bunker and kill himself. They secreted him away to some plane that flew him to the Hollow Earth entrance that they found.
And if he was in there, would he live longer?
Because everybody... Oxygen. Oh, God, that's terrible. Terrible!
And he's just kind of, like, plotting.
We can't handle it. Like, I have 1/3 as many relatives as my husband.
God. Yeah, oh my God.
I mean, like,
so that's really sad. Like, yeah, oh my God, that's a really shitty.
That is awful. I really hope that.
I feel like I saw a movie about that too. I truly think I saw a movie about the Nazis. There's like all sorts of shows about hunting Hitler and trying to find where he really went because people don't believe he died. I hope he died. Well, this is more like a horror movie where like the Nazis come out of the Hollow Earth and then they start killing people. Like I remember this movie. I can't remember what it's called. I think it was Nazis and the Hollow Earth. No, I'm just kidding. But I really don't know what it's called.
That's sad.
It's a horror movie.
Das Boot. Das sad. Which Das backwards is sad. Das is a German word. I thought you meant it like pop culture. That's sad.
Oh.
No, I was making a German joke because we're talking about Nazis.
9. 9, Amber. 9 is not the time.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Okay, which takes us, since we're talking about which is not just German, but like Swedish, that leads us into the Viking.
Right, so there's a Viking theory, and I'm going to need your help with this one, Amber. I will. Now, from what I understand, there was a tribe, and where were they?
Greenland.
Greenland, yeah. And they found the Hollow Earth. Like, they went...
People believe they found
because they disappeared.
Because they disappeared without a trace. No
I'm
bodies.
so
no
sorry.
Bodies.
Like, I'll wait.
No bodies behind.
Right.
Like, and the Inuit that lived in the area said that they just walked in whatever direction, and
which is very similar,
some, like, land like Eden or some shit
to Roanoke, which is my theory. Mm-hmm. What if Roanoke did the exact same thing?
They just found themselves in an entrance to Hollow Earth without even...
and then they were like, "Fuck, this is nice." You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's like Eden. Why leave?
Yeah, why leave? Yeah. Like,
oh my God! And the middle Earth, or the center of the Earth, is called Croatoan. Oh my God! It all makes so much sense.
That's interesting. I love Roanoke. I love the
There's so many speculations on what Croatoan is. Like, anything could be Croatoan. But I'm pretty sure it was the Hollow Earth.
Yeah.
Like,
my
maybe that...
magical husband likes to be like, they found it means whatever. And I'm like, no, they didn't. Well, maybe they did, but no, they didn't.
Like, in the theories, if you do your research, or if you even bother, but there have been said that there are different tribes that live in there. What if one of the tribes is fucking Croatoan?
Right? And the Roanoke people, like, somehow found their way in, and they became members of the Croatoan
what if tribe, Bigfoot and let them in? Like, holy
Bigfoot
shit!
Was like, you guys, we like you.
Come in. Come along. Or, like...
I didn't mean to do the 2-finger thing.
Oh.
I was not doing come.
Oh, my God.
I mean, if they were used for reproduction, maybe.
Oh, my God. Or maybe it was like, you don't. Yeah, so that's my little theory on Roanoke. What do you think happened to the Lost Colony?
Lost Colony.
We need to just do a fucking episode. I'm so down for an episode on Roanoke.
Atlantis. I love Lost Colony.
Oh, hell yeah.
Me. Bermuda Triangle. Like, that's my bucket list, is to go to the Bermuda Triangle. Well, at least to go to the area where people say they disappear into the Bermuda Triangle. Just because, like, I want to feel that energy. I want to know. And if I get swept up, well,
what's wrong with it? Why is the Bermuda Triangle the way it is? I'm going to be a loser and say I think there's crystals underneath the ocean, whether they're of alien. But that's another theory that we'll have to get into when we do an episode on the Bermuda Triangle.
This is true. So my 2 theories about Hollow Earth that I came up with while doing all our research is, one, is that they were an advanced society, much like Atlantis.
Yes.
That was kind of like, everybody on surface world fucking sucks. I don't like what's going on. Peace out. And they went inside the earth because they had gained that, earlier, maybe it was last episode, you had mentioned the 4th dimension.
Yeah,
right?
no, yeah, last episode.
So it's like, it's that kind of, along that same thought process of they had reached another dimension, so they're able to be like, fuck you guys, I'm going home.
In technology and spiritually, oh my God.
And so they went and lived in the hollow earth to get away from what they didn't agree with was going on in the outer world. So that's one theory. Again, guys, I don't really believe in hollow earth. Excuse me. This is just like my theories on like what it could be if it was a thing.
Right. Same.
Like
same.
inhabitants and stuff. So my other one, which I kind of like a little bit better, is that that we as a people really are made from the same thing as the earth and the stars. We do come from the earth and the stars, and that because we are composed of the same things that, we're made of the same shit as the galaxy. We're made of the very fabric of what makes the stars and the earth. And that message just through time somehow got mistranslated to where we have those theories that people came out of the earth. It's not that they came out of the earth, it's that we're made of the same stuff as the earth. And that used to be common knowledge, but because it stopped being common knowledge when Christianity took over, it became like this esoteric information and or conspiracy theory fodder.
Another little theory for myself would be maybe none of these people went to Hollow Earth, and in fact they found a mysterious island. And I say that because I could totally see there being a giant island with giant people and giant animals.
That we just haven't discovered, because as much as we like to
what if we can't discover it because there's an illusion
dimension? Right, have you ever heard of that island out off the coast of like England or Ireland that only appears under certain right conditions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Hymenoptera. Like Hymenoptera, the in Egypt, Hymenoptera, you can only see it when the sun is at a certain...
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm talking about?
Love that.
It's in the Mummy. I don't know if it's real, but I mean, I'm pretty sure.
But I love that. Like,
so they have to wait for the sun. And then there has to be like the mirage or the meringue.
It's tasty and beautiful.
Right. the mirage or whatever.
Yeah, but like I love that just because like, okay, so a lot of the things with Hollow Earth theory are like some of the writings say like the entrance is obscured and you can't just get there, right? You have to find it at like, I don't know what the Brendan Fraser version was, but the Ricky Schroeder from 2008 version of Hollow Earth, Journey to the Center of the Earth, they had to be there at noon on the autumn solstice. At the autumn equinox, yeah. And if they didn't make, like, that was the only time you could see the entrance to the Hollow Earth was at noon on the autumnal equinox. And I don't know if that makes sense, but, like, it totally made me think of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, where you could only see the entrance to the cave. Which essentially takes you into the earth.
I fully believe in I fully believe in places like that. Absolutely.
Right, exactly.
Especially in Egypt. I could totally see that in Egypt. Them fuckers, I am so sorry. No disrespect when I say that. Yeah. But them fuckers knew what they was doing.
They were a magical people.
They were.
Figuring out like that shit.
I mean, look at the fucking pyramids.
And I love like magical entrances.
What if one of the entrances was one of the pyramids?
That would make sense.
Oh my god, that'd be cool.
There's like a hidden stairway that goes all the way down into the Hollow Earth.
God, I would not want to walk that bitch. Where's the elevator? Can you imagine falling?
No. That's
God.
What I thought. I was like, how far do you go before you get too tired? And
there's a railing.
Like, you got to go back up, and you're like, shit.
Right.
You're just closer to go down, and you just keep going and keep going and keep going.
Oh my god. I'm sure you stumble upon like random dead cats, maybe.
Just like things that found their way, and they also were like,
or they put them there because they're guardians.
They're guardians.
Guardians
and it's
of
Egypt.
Egypt believed in an underworld too, or am I wrong?
Well,
yes.
I know they believed in an afterlife. I believe that Egypt's underworld was actually up there, and they believed that they moved up that away into the sky. I could be remembering. No,
I'm gonna be real with you. I am just remembering from the original Mummy with Brendan Fraser.
Okay.
So I could very well be wrong.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I've read a lot of different things about Egypt. Like, I feel like one of the things that I read was that they fully believe kind of... and maybe I didn't read this. Maybe I learned this in Ancient Aliens. But, like, that, like, they were they were mummified, and they had all their shit with them so that they could go
into the underworld with their shit.
Up.
Oh, wow.
But they were like sucked up as opposed to the under, like it's the afterlife, but it's up, not down. Does that make sense? Like they got sucked up, like
heaven, heaven. Yes,
heaven,
no, you are
maybe,
absolutely correct.
But I might have learned that on Ancient Aliens, so I don't know.
No, I think you're correct. They believe in a more heaven versus underworld, and they don't really believe in hell either, because if you're not, you cease to exist completely.
That's rough. That's a good way to keep your people in line. Though.
Like there is nothing. Like it's cool. Egyptians are cool. Yeah. I mean, the beliefs are very beautiful, but the fucking style, bitch. Wow, they looking good.
Oh yeah.
They looking good as fuck.
Oh yeah. And hieroglyphics are beautiful.
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous architecture.
Yeah.
Architecture.
And they worship cats.
You know what the fuck I'm trying to say?
And
architecture.
Yes.
I mean, well, who do we have to thank for that though? Was it the Jews?
We were talking about that earlier.
So, well,
yeah.
someone...
Sorry, guys. We were talking about the Jews a lot because Amber got her DNA back, and I'm like 30% Jewish, which Maddie was like, I knew it.
I told Amber, like, I was
expecting. Yeah, I was expecting it from both sides. We just didn't know for sure.
It's so funny because I saw a family member of yours, and I was like, bro, he looks Jewish.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure what you said was, I didn't know you were Jewish, and I said, what?
What? I'm like, bro, you're Jewish. Well, and you look like a Jew too. Yeah. I mean, minus the hair and the blue eyes.
I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Yeah. But no, totally been called. I've been asked if I was Jewish. I've been asked if I was Russian. I've been asked if I was Polish.
But not like stereotypical Jew, like that one chick who's like a
Mayim Balak.
Somebody I don't know.
The one from Big Bang Theory.
Oh my God! Yeah, like her. You know. Well, actually, I don't know. Now that I think about it, I could see.
Let's not ask them to.
I could see similarities a little bit now that you say that. Maybe, like the eyes and what's that guy Jason Biggs?
Yeah. Please don't.
No.
I'm like, does my brother look like Jason Biggs?
Well, you guys don't have dark hair. That's what you guys have light hair. Does your mom have light hair?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And your dad has dark hair?
Yep.
Yeah. So you guys have pretty light hair. I'm just gonna stop talking because I'm like.
Yeah. But it's
Amber's
very interesting. Yeah. Amber is Jewish in ancestry, not in practicing. For the last generation of my family that was practicing was probably 3 generations ago, to my knowledge.
Which is unfortunately the Holocaust.
Yeah.
Speaking of Germans.
Yeah, my husband made this joke after we got our DNA because, like, it says that I'm related to about 25,000 plus people out there. He's related to about 72 or 76,000 people out there. And he goes, I've got more relatives than you. And I said, of course you do. I'm 1/3 Jewish, Corey.
They died, Corey.
Yeah,
for centuries. Not even just like recently. For centuries.
I know. And he was just like, and so I keep making that joke to him, like, of course you have more relatives than me. And he's just like, you're not going to let that
You're going to
go,
just like pull that card all the time. You don't understand. Like, you know
of course I only have 25,000 relatives.
Yeah, duh. Oh, God.
What's crazy is, if I questioned the legitimacy or not, my cousin, like my second cousin, they were like, do you know this person? It's the first one. They're like, you have the most the most DNA match of the people in our database with this individual. Do you know them? And I sure do. I just don't know that I want to, like, I don't know if it'll like send him a message.
It absolutely will.
Yeah, I don't want to start that. Yeah. I don't need that.
You don't need a friend. What if he's weird?
I've never met him or his dad. Like,
what if he's weird? Yeah.
I've seen a picture of him in my whole life. That's it. Yeah, I don't need that. But it's cool. Like, I know I'm related to that guy. Like, they have, they definitely have their... it's not all a lie, I guess is what I mean. Like, because you could spit in a tube, and they could just tell you whatever they wanted, right? Mm-hmm. So, it's not a lie, because they're like, oh, it looks like you're, like...
You look like this guy.
Yeah, it's like, it looks like you're, like, second cousins with this guy. Like, second or third cousins. Yes, I am. I actually am, but they're not. We're not up for connecting. I don't need that. I ain't even got time for everybody that I do know right now.
So I think there was another theory just before we get off here about the Israelites as well in the Hollow.
The lost tribe
right.
of Israel.
So maybe
I have no idea.
Are Jews from Israel?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe you got family.
Also, guys, are you living in the Hollow Earth?
Hold on. I was just kidding. I know Jews are from Israel. I was just kidding. Like, I just want to be clear. I'm not stupid.
Yeah, no, totally, no.
Maybe you have more family than that. Tell Corey that, too.
In the Hollow Earth? Babe, I got more relatives in the Hollow Earth. It's cool. You're not better than me. Because he was like...
He's like, ha, LOL.
My family's more fertile. No, your family's more living.
Yeah, right. Good God. I'm so happy you can laugh about that. You know, and I make it.
I spent years and years learning about the Holocaust.
You're like, I have to.
Literally spent years studying it. Well, both of my one of my grandfathers actually helped liberate Dachau. My dad's dad that was in the army, he actually liberated a camp in Poland, which is kind of funny since he was adopted from Poland. So if I just said the wrong camp because it's Poland, I'm sorry. But I don't know where each of the camps were. I don't remember that information. But because both of my grandfathers fought in D-Day, not only did they both fight in World War II, they both fought in D-Day. And then I recently found out that my mother's grandfather, so my grandfather's father, got... he got pulled in the old man draft because back in World War II, we did an old man draft, which I was not aware of.
Oh, that's fucking sad. I had no idea.
Yeah, but so not only were both of my grandfathers, but my great-grandfather as well fought in World War II. So I've always had a great interest in it. I knew I had some Jewish ancestry, so I've had, a very big interest. Now that I know how much I have, I feel more justified in how much of an interest I've taken in my Jewish ancestry. I feel less like a drama queen about it, because I've got it coming from both sides of my family, which again just makes me go the ancestors put my parents together on purpose. How often are you going to have a Slavic Celtic and a Slavic Celtic who both have Jewish ancestry. Who
are really Jewish. Yeah,
right. And then they're going to come together in America.
That's
in Texas,
awesome.
Of all places.
That's hilarious.
I just go, that was the ancestors.
You know it had to have been, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're like, we need more population.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then they named me Amber, so which is from Russia, so it's kind of perfect. Yeah.
I love it.
I do.
I love it.
I feel like the ancestors were you.
Okay, how awkward would it be though for the Nazis to be in the Hollow Earth and the Israelites?
Oh, I know. Do they constantly fight, or do the Nazis pretend to play nice because they're outnumbered in the Hollow Earth?
I hope they are outnumbered. I hope they're outnumbered.
I hope they're not there.
Oh God! I hope they're not there either. Yeah, fuck
them. I hope they got bombed in Berlin, right?
Jeez.
Isn't that how that ended?
You know what? I'm gonna be real with you. I have no fucking clue. I don't know much about World War II because it's not my favorite war, first of all, and second of all, and I mean that in the nicest possible way.
Yeah, everybody has different interests.
It's sad. I don't like learning about that. It's important to learn about. Yeah, I don't like learning about it because it's fucking sad.
Yep.
Oh God, it's very depressing.
It is. So, I, for one, as far as Hollow Earth goes, really hope that if the Vikings and the Israelites are there, that's cool. But I hope the Nazis did not make it.
Yeah, I do too. I hope that, they drown. You know what I mean?
I don't
on the way.
On people, but, hate's a really strong word, but I might use it when it comes to Nazis. You know?
Oh
what
yeah,
I mean?
absolutely.
Like, I think that's okay.
Modern
I think
not.
that like would be absolved by any goddess or deity that
absolutely.
I might follow.
Absolutely.
You know, like as far as the hate in my heart thing goes, they might understand. Yeah, because
those are my people. Like, your people. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like,
no, I know. Like,
so hopefully they're not there. It'd be cool to see Bigfoot. Be cool to see the Well, it would not be cool to see the reptilians.
You said they're not nice.
Shitty.
Yeah.
Hopefully Bigfoot's nice. So anyway,
I would like to think he's Harry and the Hendersons.
Me too, and he's like a vegan, and
he's like, why are you hunting my creatures, you bastard? And then John Lithgow's like, I'm sorry,
dude. And in the end, all the babies come out. That was so cute. I know it was so like wholesome. It was
so sad for me. Like we had our kids watch it. They did not love it as much as us. Like
we watched it all the time.
They didn't hate it, but they didn't love it.
He ate fish, I think.
I think he
ate fish. But like, so he was a pescatarian.
Hey, same. No,
yeah, shout out to
not entirely. Like we already know, I eat chicken. I eat chicken Kiev, but like I predominantly
Shout out to our pescatarian Bigfoot.
Yeah,
love it.
Love it. Yeah, let's have fish. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want that. You probably eat yours raw straight out the river.
You can do that with salmon. I hear it's really good, actually. I would try that. Actually.
I mean, like, straight out, like, not skinned.
No, you can take a bite out of salmon while they're alive. Like, I saw it on a Man vs. Wild episode.
But don't you get scales in your teeth?
Yeah, that'd probably be gross, but...
Yeah, like, if you're a
But you can, if you have to.
You're able. I don't want to. I meant like, let's have dinner. Let's do drinks, Bigfoot. Sushi. Yeah, exactly.
So if you enjoyed this episode, please let us know. If you're watching us on YouTube, like and subscribe. It really helps. And we're a small growing podcast, an indie podcast. We're producing this ourselves.
So much
and we're doing
engagement,
it. We're doing
and we love it if you'd engage with us too.
So if you like and subscribe, we're really helping out two people creating their brand new indie podcast.
If you want to comment, that helps us too, because like all the engagement,
absolutely,
YouTube sees that. So
absolutely.
Or if you're on Spotify, like subscribe, follow us. Recommend us to your friends that listen to podcasts.
Yes.
If you're listening on like Apple or Good Pods, a 5-star review would help us out like a lot. The more 5-star reviews we get, the more people that our show is recommended to.
So we may be kind of small right now, but we're with your help, we can grow huge.
Yeah.
And help us. You like hearing us.
Yeah. Speaking of people who we would love to help us, we have people who are already helping us.
Yes.
And there are patrons on Patreon.
So we've got Dallin. Hello, Dallin and Melissa.
Hello, Dallin. Hello, Melissa.
There are only $20 tiers right now. 20,
yes,
right?
They are a top tier, and they're the only two.
Yes. So check out our Patreon. It's going to be in the link in the description.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if you'd like to get a shout out on our growing podcast, then become a patron.
Yeah, become a patron. If you have any Hollow Earth theory, like anything deeper on the Bigfoot or the reptilians, we would totally love to know about it. So let us know on our Twitter at Classiest Witches.
Right. And we're also on Instagram at Witches Talking Tarot, and we'll have some cool... Yeah. Maybe we have a Bigfoot photo, or we're going to have some sort of photos.
We'll find like one of the maps, like the old timey map. Oh, and I guess real quick, since the hubby sent it out with me, we've got some old-timey pictures that were drawn in Hollow Earth.
Right.
Like, back in the day. Sorry, I didn't mean to...
No, it's okay.
I was thinking at the last episode that would have been a good one to do.
There we go. And apparently that's what the Hollow Earth looks like?
Yeah, I think that's like one person's depiction of what's inside the Hollow Earth.
Angels.
It says, battling at the portal to hell, angelic hosts subdue Satan's forces.
Oh my god,
so
look at that.
Like at the entrance to the underworld, i.e. Hollow Earth, right?
Wow, that's neat.
And then we've got something else that was relatively... Okay, so one image is from... Can you see it with the glare?
Yes.
Okay. That is from the Edgar Allan Poe book. The only book that Poe ever wrote was about a journey to the Hollow Earth.
Oh, really? That's fucking awesome. I did not know that.
That's what this is from. And then this image is from the original
Journey to the Center of the Earth. I love
Jules
Journey.
Verne.
Yes.
Yeah. So, really interesting. If you like Time Life, this is a Time Life book. And it's got all these pictures. Like, it has, like, oh god, the Koreshan premise. Like, we didn't even get, like, there was a cult about Hollow Earth.
Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm
okay,
not.
That sounds so interesting.
It was called, the guy changed his name to Koresh. They called themselves, like, the Koreshan University or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially, they followed the John Sims Hollow Earth theory. But he made it, like, all spiritual and shit.
Maybe we'll have to do another episode on that.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not anytime soon, but check out for a part 3, possibly.
Maybe.
Sometime in the future.
We might, if you guys give us more stuff to look into or whatever, we can maybe expound upon Hollow Earth. But it's our first 2-part episode, so, like, I feel like we did as much as we could.
And this is over an hour long. So,
I feel like we did as much as we could. We got through all the stuff. We got the shout-outs done this time.
Yes.
So, thank you so much for coming to sit with us for a spell.
Bye, guys.
We appreciate it. Bye.